That's perfect.
The interface. You're like, what?
Is that good?
No, it's
High
not.
tech.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. That
Now
looks
you're right
nice.
on it, right?
That looks comfortable.
You're all over it?
Say something. Wow.
Okay, I'm ready to fart away. You guys ready?
Fart away?
This is Brady and Joe's podcast about them watching movies. Each episode they talk about the film the other chooses. They're not the worst. They're not the best. The Super Film Quest.
Hey everybody, welcome to Super Film Quest. I'm Joe, I'm here with Josh and Brady. As always, we're talking about movies. That's what we do. We come on here and we talk about movies into these microphones, thus recording it. Super Film Quest. We watched a movie this week. We watched the movie 1961, the movie Breathless.
I might have to correct you there. Is it 1960 or 1961?
Oh, I saw 1961.
That's important.
It's 1960, actually. It's 1960, and I'm sure of it.
Oh, really? Usually we like to make sure we're on the same page. We don't just like jump into the conversation like, wait, we all watched the same movie, right? Because Josh almost didn't watch the right movie.
I actually watched 30 minutes of the fucking wrong movie, and it was the most heartbreaking thing that's happened to me in a long time.
It's by the same
'Cause
director, though, right?
The movie
It's by-
was sad?
Well, no, the movie was really frustrating that I was watching, and it was super French, as Breathless is also super French, but this
Very-
one was
very French.
really French.
It was like Frencher than
super. It was just this guy.
Frencher than Breathless.
It was about a man, and he's driving a car, and then he's these
That's
other
kinda like-
secret agents are like driving him around, and he just chain smoking. And
There's a lot of cigarettes in this one,
That's
too.
definitely French then.
yeah,
Yeah.
Or at least very European.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the 60s. You know, we smoke cigarettes in the
Yeah.
60s.
And I don't know, he's just smoking cigarettes, and then these spies will drive up next to him and just stare at him through the window.
That's
So
it.
they're just terrible spies.
That's their own-
Yeah, obvious spies.
really
wrong-
bad French spies. And then he was smoking cigarettes on a train, and then I wasn't sure I was watching the right movie, and I was in fact not watching the right movie.
That's not even spying at that point. That's just staring,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who
I
said
thought
they
he
were?
was- I
Who
thought
said
he
they were
was full of
spies?
shit.
They might just be stares.
He was saying it was spies because
Ogling.
the guy was
Ogling.
it was a narrator. The main character was narrating it the whole time.
Ew, there's a
And,
narrator?
Yeah. Yeah.
There I was.
He was smoking a cigarette on the train, and he looks at a
There I
man
was.
and he says, "Can I have a light for my cigarette?" And the man stares at
So
him.
you're already smoking a
and
cigarette?
blows smoke in his face.
Oh, what a dick.
And then the guy just turns away. And then he looks back at him and he asks him again, "Can I have a light for my cigarette?" And the guy just blows fucking smoke in his face. And then I was sure I wasn't watching the right movie.
What was the name of that movie?
Wow.
I have no idea. Something in French?
The movie we watched is called Breathless.
Everybody be cool. This is
Super Film Quest movie recap.
you fucking pricks move! And I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you!
Guys, I made a recap. This time I didn't use my patented bullet points. I actually wrote them in like full paragraphs. I timed myself. It is under 5 minutes.
Okay, so you're going more towards a summary?
In both
type of
English,
recap?
English and in French. Under 5 minutes. I don't speak French though.
Should
but
I translate into French while you do your? I don't know.
No, just do sign language like we were practicing before.
Sure, yeah.
The movie Breathless is about a man named Michel, a self-admitted asshole who lives his life by one rule. There are no rules. He does whatever the hell he wants. He lies, he cheats, he steals. He smokes cigarettes, like, constantly. A lot of cigarettes, one after the other. He does what he wants, up to and including cigarettes, when he wants. One day he's driving around all crazy, because that's what he does. No rules, baby. Turns out the cops don't like when you do that, even 1960s French cops. The cops try to pull him over. He flees. They hunt him down. He shoots a cop. That escalated quickly.
Yeah, that was a very bad decision.
What?
He should not have
He went
shot
from
the
like,
cop.
here's a moving violation to homicide.
He was a loose French cannon.
Maybe he was angry because he hadn't had a cigarette in 9 seconds.
I'm breathing oxygen right now.
This is not right.
So he ditches his car. He ditches his car after he kills the cop, and he somehow runs away. He runs away to Paris. He meets up with like a few ex-love interests. He steals their money. No rules, baby. He meets up with Patricia. She's an ex-girlfriend he seems to have particularly deep feelings for. Or maybe he's just hiding from the cops. Who knows? The girl's name is Patricia. She's American. Works for a U.S. newspaper. She's young, cute, smart, and artsy. She doesn't seem to reciprocate Michelle's feelings. Not at first, at least. He calls her a coward. Tells her she's scared. After Michelle, the man, pursues her further.
I'm glad you clarified.
During my practice, I kept saying Michael out loud. I'm like, Michelle's the girl, and Patricia. Oh no, Michelle's the guy, and Patricia is the girl.
Oh, okay. So it's kept you very focused.
You can go super French and go Michael.
Michael?
Michael.
Michael? No, Michelle.
No, they say Michelle.
Yeah, they say Michelle. That's
They
like
say the S.
What language was I speaking? Michael.
Russian, I think.
The Spanish, I think.
So Michael, he pursues Patricia, the woman, further. He breaks into her house and sleeps there one afternoon. What? And with that, she begins to have feelings for him, essentially. Other things happen besides that. They talk about like records, like, oh, what's your favorite music? And he's like, shut up. I don't want to talk about music right now. I'm trying to contact some dude because he owes me money. Anyway, where were we? Let's have sex. No, Michelle, I don't love you.
That's a good French accent.
Her feelings grow. She might possibly get pregnant with Michelle's baby? Or is that just some sort of test? I wasn't even sure if that was a real pregnancy. Regardless, the heat begins to build on Michelle's homicide. Oh yeah, a cop killing homicide. Remember that? That whole homicide thing?
Yeah, they didn't really focus on that for a while. Michelle seemed to forget about it.
The newspapers are starting to report on it more and more. The police are hunting him down. Like the sirens are outside blaring outside their apartment. And Patricia seems to fall deeper in love with him during all this. She doesn't know all that hubbub's for him, though. Which you think she would, because she works for a newspaper. What a shitty reporter she is.
She works for an American newspaper, though.
But she's like,
yeah.
She's like
American
a reporter.
news is horse shit.
Who was she talking to anyway? She was a reporter, and she went to some press conference of like a sexist author. And sexist authors are like sexy back then, I guess. Oh, he's so sexist. I love him.
Was he particularly sexist? Is that what he was talking about?
Slightly. I don't know.
Okay.
At this point,
he seemed very pretentious.
he did. She was into it.
Remember.
She was into it though.
Oh yeah, she loved
Wow,
it.
so pretentious and sexist. At this point, Michelle's feelings for Patricia, they appear to be real. I don't think he's using her just to hide from the cops, though it sure seems like a nice little perk. Excuse me, I burped. All the while, Michelle's a bit of an asshole. Still, no rules. He's on the hunt for a man, like I said, a man named Antonio, who inexplicably just owes him money. Okay. And he wants to run away to Italy with Patricia. For most of the movie, he can never get a hold of the man he's looking for, and he can never convince Patricia to move to Italy with him. Eventually, the cops who've been hunting for Michelle, they approach Patricia, the girl, who would prefer to be called Ingrid. Wait, what? Just out of nowhere. She's like, I wish I was called Ingrid. I was like, oh, okay. Sure thing, Patricia.
That was a cool thing back in France.
I guess. Like, I wish I was more French.
It might have been, now that you mention it, a reference to Ingrid Bergman, I guess. Was she...
Really?
Yeah, was she... Yeah, she was famous by then, right? The actress?
Who's Ingmar? Her son?
Ingmar is the director.
Mm.
And they actually worked together in at least one film that I could think of. But,
okay.
Yeah, but you know who Ingrid Bergman is, right?
Yes. Not really, no.
No, I don't know who that is.
No, I know who Ingmar is.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know Ingrid. Are they like the Jake Gyllenhaal and Maggie Gyllenhaal of the 60s? Of the French 60s?
Oh, that was that the hunchback that was in the Tower of Notre Dame? What was the name of that guy?
Ingmar.
Igor?
Igor?
Nosferatu?
Igor. Nosferatu.
No? Oh, all right. Anyway, go on, because there's references to Humphrey Bogart and stuff.
Is there?
So yeah, and I'm just kind of realizing this.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's all
but
coming
it was just
together
something
now.
I had to get out of my head.
All right, I'm glad it's all coming together for you now, though.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Compartmentalize. We'll get to it.
So the cops approach, not Michelle, the girl. The cops approach Patricia and like, yo, your boy Michelle is wanted for murder. And she's not like all that against it. She's like, oh no, I haven't seen that guy in like forever. Meanwhile, he's outside waiting to pick her up. She's like, him? No, don't know him. She tells the cops, Charles, blah, blah. They give her their number. Like, hey, if you ever see this asshole, give us a call. And then she's like, okay, well, see you guys later. And they follow her. She knows like, you guys are totally following me. So she gives them a dip at the movie theater. She's like, oh, just going to see a movie. Nope. Climbing through the window in the bathroom. She escapes the cops, and then she meets up with Michelle, like, right away. Like, no buffer. Just jumped right back into it.
Running out. Film was very expensive back then.
True.
It was very expensive.
At this point, Michelle now knows that he's a cop-killing psychopath. Psychopath murderer. So they steal some more cars together. It seems like they're going to go and, like... It seems like Michelle is going to take Patricia, and they're going to run away and be happily ever after together. But they finally meet up with this guy, Antonio, who owes money to Michelle, and he helps them find some sort of hideaway. And it seems like, oh, they found their hideaway. Maybe this is the rest of their life in Antonio's weekend house? I don't know. Antonio's house, I think. And they're there at Antonio's house, and there's a modeling shoot going on? I don't know. It seems like Antonio lives a pretty wild and crazy lifestyle,
Super
I guess.
French life.
Yeah, super French. Free love. Free hideaways. And then while they're there...
Free croissants.
Croissants for all. While they're there, Patricia decides, you know what? I'm going to call the cops. What? She tells Michelle everything. She said, I'm calling the cops, and tough shit.
What a twist.
Right. And she basically tells Michelle that she only stuck with him this whole time just to make sure she wasn't in love with him. Turns out she wasn't. What? Those American girls sure can be fickle, huh?
Yeah, bullshit.
Michelle's not even that mad, though. He's kind of sick of hiding. He's sick of running. He just wants to,
Wouldn't you be?
I would. And then Antonio swings by. He's like, oh my God, Michelle, the cops are coming? Here, take my gun.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu, take my gun, please. Michelle's like, dude, I don't want it. It's like, take my gun. And then the cops come, and Antonio throws the gun to Michelle, and Michelle picks it up. And then because he picked the gun up, the cops shoot him. And Michelle's like running down the street. He's like, ugh. And they shot him, and he's injured. And then Patricia's chasing after him. And then the cops are chasing after her, and he collapses. And Patricia runs up to him. Maybe with some lingering feelings. I don't know. I saw some lingering feelings. Michelle tells her she makes him want to puke. But if you ask me, he didn't really mean that. He had like a smirk on his face. It seemed like he enjoyed the ride, and he basked in the drama. No rules. Did Patricia have feelings for him? Yeah. Though sometimes not even true love can let you see beyond a cop-killing homicide. That's a deal breaker, ladies. Michelle dies. Finn. It actually says Finn too, because it's French.
Yeah.
C'est fin. Wow. What a French adventure.
When he died, he was left breathless.
Don't run away from your feelings. Yeah. Feel that, buddy.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Guys, tell me your feelings about Breathless.
You want me to go first?
Spill it.
Yeah.
Spill it.
Oh god.
Tell us your deepest feels.
Well, you know that I spent half the time watching the wrong movie.
Yeah, you had a tough time tracking this movie down.
Yeah, I had a tough time tracking it down, but I did eventually get to it, and I got about halfway through it last night, and then I fell asleep because I was up so late because I had already watched half of the wrong movie.
If we ever
I had to finish it today, so I didn't get the full Breathless experience.
If we ever get interns, they should learn French as well, just to be safe.
So in case I fall asleep, I can make them watch it with me, and then they can explain what happened to me.
Yeah, like while you're driving here, there is two interns telling you how the movie went.
Oh, okay.
I would be more inclined to pick French films in that instance.
That's
and
true.
then I won't. Yeah, I don't have to watch any of it, and then I don't even have to read it, the subtitles, because they can just explain it to me. That's great.
So once you found it, once you tracked down this French behemoth, what'd you think of it?
I think it's cool. Those movies, they're not super exciting to me, but they have a lot of style. If that makes any sense to you.
Yeah.
I like the mod. I like the smoking guys. I like the kind of smooth characters, and it was good. It was nothing super fantastic, but enjoyable.
It's probably the most French
old French foreign films.
It's probably the most French thing you've seen.
Yeah, it's
quite some time.
super French. Oh, well, I saw Ratatouille.
Ratatouille
was
pretty French.
You
saw that recently?
No, not as recently as this.
That's about the guy who makes stew out of rats, right?
Close.
Close.
About a rat that makes stew out of people.
Out of people?
Yeah.
I gotta go to France.
Wow.
Such palates.
Yeah.
Such palates. Brady, what were your feels?
I agree with Josh that it's basically well, you like the style first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the movie is pretty much all style.
The movie's
and that's
black and
kinda
white.
The point of it. It's style over like coherence or convention or everything like that, and that's kind of what the film represents. This was basically the first, I believe, and again, like French New Wave is kind of my blind spot in terms of film history, which in terms of the period or the era that I know
that's my blind
the
spot.
least about.
It's my blind spot too.
Okay, but I from what I've read, Breathless I believe is the first, or at least is one of the most important ones. And I mean, the film and what Godard did, it was basically all about style.
Is that what made it so important?
Kind of,
chose
yeah.
style.
Yeah, because
everything?
it was kind of in reaction to where this group of, they were actually film critics, I believe. This group of film critics turned filmmakers. It was kind of a reaction against where they thought film was going in terms of, it was kind of getting complacent, it was getting formulaic, and they weren't, famous filmmakers at the time weren't doing enough with the medium, and I think they were kind of upset with where they saw where film was going in terms of lack of experimentation and everything. So in terms of style, I like that Josh brought up the word, because I think this film is kind of all style. That's what they almost wanted to accomplish with it, because they believe in directors making their mark on their films. Like, this is this film's director, and kind of having that come across.
So that's the big experiment, you think?
What do you mean?
Is the director choosing style over everything else? Because I didn't see anything like particularly experimental about it. There were like no crazy camera shots or anything.
Actually, there kind of were.
Oh, were there?
Yeah, maybe it's not obvious now, but it was pretty influential at the time, because it was kind of it's been described as like amateurish or anything in terms of kind of natural settings, natural lighting.
It's kind of punk rock. It's like more punk rock than the American movies that were coming out around the same time. Like I'll explain it later. Swiss Family Robinson was the highest grossing movie in 1960.
Is that like the Audrey Hepburn stuff, or is that later?
It's like a Disney movie about a family that lives in a
Oh no, I know what that is.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
But other things like Audrey Hepburn stuff, kind of like cheesy love stories, kind of, right?
This one's kind of you shoot a cop, you're fucking smoking butts all the time.
That is true. That is pretty extreme. Shooting a cop in a movie, that's probably pretty extreme. Like, you can't even do that now without shit being wreaked.
Yeah.
Shit being wreaked.
Wreaked. Like wreak havoc, you wreak shit. No, those two words should never be together, I don't think.
They could be together in the same sentence, I suppose.
Like you say that you didn't.
I didn't notice many experimental camera shots or anything.
Okay, well,
but it was the grittiness seemed to be what was experimental. Is that it?
Yeah, and in terms of a narrative, telling a coherent narrative, they played with those aspects of it. Like a lot of stuff didn't make sense. Some stuff was kind of glossed over. It doesn't make sense that he was very unconcerned about killing a cop and that he was a wanted fugitive. There are long shots. The thing that struck me, or what was most obvious in terms of kind of breaking convention, is that when he was, it was early in the film when he was taking that car ride, and he's talking basically directly to the viewer, like breaking that fourth wall.
Like, what's he saying?
He's talking about like
if you drive like a bitch.
Yeah, you're a schmuck if you don't do something. I forget what it was, but yeah, he was talking directly to the viewer, and he turns to the camera and looks at the camera.
That's true. He explains he likes France.
Yeah,
I like France.
Stuff like that. And
Je suis France.
At this point,
Je suis.
What? We're 65 years later. 55.
55.
I can't add. But I mean, we've seen a lot of the techniques that have been used, so it's not as groundbreaking, or it doesn't appear to be as groundbreaking to us, given that we've seen a lot of this stuff, but it's influential, and a lot of stuff was influenced by it.
So for me to see the experimentations that were in the movie, I almost have to like familiarize myself with other movies from the era. That would make sense.
I guess so. I mean, historical context is important.
Some culture.
That's the idea of like movie critique in general. So wait, I should watch other movies to like familiarize myself with movies?
You actually have to experience the thing you want to talk about and feel?
Right.
Doesn't
even
make any
then, I don't
sense.
think this movie necessarily requires it, and I don't think to get something out of it necessarily requires you to be super like hyper conscious of everything that's going on in terms of filmmaking techniques. Because, well, I think this is a good point in time to kind of go into what you thought of the movie, and then we could kind of go from there.
Oh, my feelings? I'll talk about my feelings. I liked the movie a lot. I think it was more action-packed than I even thought it was going to be, which I know, Josh, you don't really feel much action out of the movie, but I was expecting, like, Summer with Monica. I was expecting that for some reason.
Oh,
Though
okay.
that was Swedish. I was expecting, like, odd or just, like, some sappy love story, and I didn't get that. I got, like, a gritty story about a cop killer and some hot American chick. She was pretty hot, right?
She was very good looking, I thought.
He kept saying,
So was the girl in the movie that I watched originally too.
really? Think it's
Very-
the same girl?
I don't know. I don't know. She was just a
Just good
pretty kind of
Just good casting, maybe.
nothing too much to her.
Was she French or meant to be French?
Oui, say
Okay.
oui.
Okay, 'cause-
comme ci, comme ça.
Because Patricia was American.
I like when Michelle would tell her, I like you because you're pretty. She's like, oh, stop. He's like, all right, I like you because you're ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a smartass. He was kind of like a French John McClane from the 1960s.
He was totally shredded, this guy, too. He was totally jacked. At one scene, he's like picking out things from his abs. He's like, oh, there's something stuck inside my abs.
I think
It's
all he
blood from the
did,
cop.
all he put in his
I mean,
body was
ketchup.
water. He probably snorted protein powder and smoked cigarettes, and that's it.
Maybe they were like special protein cigarettes full of meat. Meat cigarettes.
Wow, did they only have those in France, or did they phase
Yeah,
those
it was a
out?
French-
In
it's a
crepe,
French-
usually.
It's a French
Yeah.
meat. Yeah.
Wow.
They put it in crepes.
But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good movie. It was better than I expected. I didn't find the story to be too abstract or anything. I liked it. Although I did watch it with my recap in mind. So I was like especially recap oriented. It's all right, summary, Joe, summary.
Yeah. And when I chose this movie, I referenced the other movie by the director that I had seen called Weekend. This
okay.
was a lot less insane.
Oh, okay.
Weekend was absolutely like bonkers nuts.
Bunkers.
But I mean, Breathless, I saw a lot in Breathless of what I saw in Weekend. So,
Okay. Which came first?
Breathless was first.
Breathless
I think
was
it's his first feature film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and again, the French New Wave directors, including Godard, the director of this film, they were like film critics first.
Really?
Yeah, and then they decided to start making movies, I guess.
Really?
That's like us. We watch the movies and then hey, let's record us talking about it. And here we are in our studio.
Wait, so now we're gonna start filming movies?
Yeah, now we have to film a movie.
We
Yeah.
need to break convention.
Yeah. Yeah, and instead of making movies, we are just gonna, talk about it and record that instead.
No, we're going to make a movie, though. It's going to be a
You want
movie
to make a movie?
about,
Eventually.
about the podcast.
Eventually, we're gonna get angrier and angrier, and we're gonna be like, "This has to change. Like, we have to make
Me and Brady already
our types of movies."
We already quit smoking cigarettes though. And
Well,
maybe-
yeah, we're breaking convention.
I
from
never
the
start-
1960s.
I feel like-
French
I never
New Wave
sta-
films.
I never started, though. What do
exactly. So that's how we're gonna balance it out.
Do I have to start smoking
You have
cigarettes?
to, yeah, but a lot,
Like-
a lot of cigarettes.
Like Michelle?
yeah. I would go just as much.
He smokes
Yeah.
over and over and over. He's like smoking a cigarette. He has like two in his mouth at sometimes. I'm like, what?
Maybe we
Simmer
could
down, it
Americanize
sticks.
it, and you could just drink like a light beer.
Like all the time.
Yeah, just always have a light beer in your hands.
Oh,
Maybe
light
instead
beer.
of a cigarette, you're just
Like-
always.
What kind of beer? Like Amstel Light?
No, I would go can.
Milwaukee's Best Light?
I wouldn't go Milwaukee's Best. You don't want to.
No.
You don't want to be a best.
Just
guy.
Miller Light, like the new
Yeah, I would do
the
that.
new old school bottle. I don't
Yeah.
really like Miller Lights that much though.
It's not about what it's the movie. It's
How
movie
about
magic.
a light
you can
craft
put whatever
beer?
you want.
Like
in
a
the can.
session style craft beer, maybe?
No, I wouldn't go. That's not.
Why, they'll see, oh, it's a session beer. He must be drinking that all day.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you want
Josh
to look.
is right.
You want to look like the every man. You know.
Yeah.
Well, wine?
I'm going to agree with everything
How about
Josh
scotch?
is saying.
Scotch
He's
on the
making a
rocks.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
Scotch on the rocks. And I'll be real shaky about it. I'll shake it all the time.
That'll be based on the plot. If he's like a nice guy, he's like a smart, James Bond type. But I mean, we don't want to do that.
I'd have to wear
but
like a suit.
then we have to make a swerve. You know what I mean?
How about just like a bottle I keep inside my toilet?
Yeah, that's a good swerve.
And I sneak it.
I like that.
Oh, and you hide it from people, like and you pour that into the can, and you're always carrying around the can, but
true,
it's really.
true. And at
scotch.
Some point,
nice scotch.
Some point, I actually drop the bottle like into the toilet. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Just put the cap back on.
It can like symbolize like it's what's inside of you is inside of the toilet.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
This
so you're
explains
carrying around
so much
your
about
soul
myself.
in a light beer can.
So yeah, it's safe to say, Brady thought, what was the director's name? Jean-Luc Godard. He had the chops. You think? You think he had the karate chops, the directing chops? I want to talk about the chops, Brady.
Yeah. Okay.
Did the people have the chops in this movie? Pork chops, karate chops, acting chops,
Horse chops.
The chops.
the chops. Thanks, robot lady. So, Brady's choice of this movie. Did he have the chops?
Did Brady have the chops?
Did Brady have the, is he chopping or is he mopping?
I'm gonna say Brady is chopping.
He got the chops. I think so.
He's chopping.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna give him the chops.
Thanks.
You guys got the chops.
Did you guys think this movie was funny? I thought it was especially.
I thought it was
funny.
hilarious. Michelle was like a psychopath. He was hilarious.
Not intentionally though.
He said a bunch of pretty funny asshole-ish things.
One of the funniest things I thought was, you know how like a lot of the dialogue and stuff seems inconsequential, and everything, and he just
rules.
He talked about just when he sees a woman in a skirt, just running up to them and lifting it up.
Yeah, at some point they're in a taxi. He's like, I see a girl dressed like that. I want to lift her skirt up.
I thought that was just going to be another throwaway line, but then he makes him stop the cab, and then it cuts to him lifting his skirt up and running back to the cab.
That was pretty awesome.
She is so beautiful.
At some point, he's like looking up Patricia's skirt. He's like, what? I'm just looking at your legs. And she's like, no. I'm like, what's the difference? Your legs, your vagina? What's the difference?
The leg, the vagina, is all beautiful to a Frenchman.
Even the couple inches inside. No, just kidding. Yuck.
The skirt is just like a curtain. It needs to be lifted in order to see the show.
Act 1.
Let the sunshine in. Act 1.
This is the finest performance this Frenchman has ever seen.
Like a fine wine. Jean-Paul Belmondo. That's the guy that played Michelle. Safe to say he had the chops.
He was great.
Yeah, he had some killer chops.
He's definitely more chop than flop.
I feel like it was kind of demanding too.
You think?
Because how long was that shot when they were in Patricia's bedroom?
They're just sitting
apartment or whatever.
I mean, that wasn't very demanding. He was laying in bed talking. I can do that.
Yeah, I guess so. And apparently he says that the director said that those lines weren't improvised or anything.
Oh, they weren't improvised?
If they weren't, that's pretty demanding. And I don't know, I thought it was a challenging role given that the story and the narrative was kind of insane. It wasn't a very consistent character throughout.
That's true. Definitely inconsistent. Jean Seberg, that's the girl. That's Patricia. Is she any good, do you think?
I thought she was all right, but the story's not about her.
No, it's not about her. She's take her or leave her. She's just like a pretty face.
I'll take her.
Are we going to do take her or leave her?
Take her or leave her. Jean Seberg, Patricia Franchini. That's the same. That's the character she played.
What do you say, Brady?
I'll take her.
I'm sorry, we're going to leave her.
Oh, we're leaving her.
Oh,
Sacre bleu. Did you add that? That's great.
Yep.
Yeah, we're leaving her. She has a job at the newspaper. We're not going to take her away from that.
All right, see you later.
She's going to be pretty successful.
I'll be in Italy, whatever.
She's going to be like Rachel Nichols.
It's Rachel Nichols. I was going to say Lois Lane. Rachel Nichols. Is that better than Lois Lane?
She
or
works for
worse than
CNN
Lois
now.
Lane?
Rachel Nichols started at ESPN. Rachel Nichols, ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
She would always say and like sort of overdo it. And now she's working for CNN.
Did she ever make it
Is
to
that a
Sports
step
Center?
up?
It's more serious news, isn't it?
Well, I feel like it's a parallel move.
ESPN 3030 can be
lateral
pretty serious.
movement.
Yeah, lateral. What did I say? Parallel?
Parallel.
That
Lateral
doesn't make
movement.
sense.
That's a sports term, isn't it? That's a
Parallel
letter.
would make sense too, because you're just going along you're going the same direction, you know.
She was at the Super Bowl though.
Unless the direction was up and down.
Yeah, let's just forget I said it.
She was asking the NFL commissioner at the Super Bowl. She was asking the hardest questions, and he's like, "Yep, don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Disney World. I want to talk about stupid shit."
Who wanted to talk about Disney World?
The NFL commissioner.
Oh,
NFL commissioner.
shut up.
Does he have the chops, or is he full of flops?
No, he's the flops.
Is he the flops?
Yep.
That is correct.
Yes.
Only concerned about money. That's all he cares about. Michelle's take no prisoners, no rules lifestyle. Does it have the chops?
I'm
She
going to
did.
chop it up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
You're into it.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
she has the cha.
He
You don't
wanted,
think she
he
does?
wanted to be immortal. No, he. It's the he. He
sorry.
wanted to be immortal and then die. That was a quote somewhere from like a movie poster that was shown, I think, or something.
I think he has the chops because he killed the cop, but then kept his eyes on the prize,
Getting
having
laid.
sex with Patricia again.
True. That is true. One last fling.
She was very attractive, and I feel like in both of those movies that I watched, one of course by mistake, and then this one,
Yeah.
all of the ladies were quite attractive in it.
It's the
Although
1960s French. They have that short hair,
Is that
the pixie cut. They're wearing
She was American.
heels.
But
yeah,
she was
she's-
in
she
well,
was
she was
in
in a
France.
French movie.
Yes.
Yeah, in France.
That's
Speaking
like-
French. Okay, yeah.
That's like cooler than moving to New York City now.
Uh-huh.
Moving to
Moving to
France
France
in
back
the
then?
in the 60s.
Yeah.
That's like moving to France now.
Yeah.
So, do you think that all of France or just Paris?
No, Paris is like the New York City of France.
Could you name another city in France?
Yep,
Uh,
I could.
Well, do it.
Arc de Triomphe.
That sounds right.
That's a monument. I'm not gonna lie.
Let me consult my Rand McNally globe.
He spins it.
Joe, you have another place in France where you'd like to?
Yeah.
You
French
don't know
New
any.
Guinea doesn't
There-
count.
I think it's just Paris.
New France, France City.
France
Don't
City,
ask
Paris?
me. I don't know.
France,
You should
the
say it
French-
definitively, and I would have bought it.
The French Congo.
Yeah. Okay.
The French.
All right. Yeah, that's a city.
The
Okay.
French ruled Congo Islands. It's ruled by France. What?
Are you done?
I'm
do you have
kind of
more?
out of chops.
Oh, you're out of chops.
I don't know about
Okay.
the chops.
Well, there were only two characters. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
thought
wasn't
was-
it wasn't a really choppy movie. Like last week, we were talking about Boyhood. We talked about some chops. They were winning awards. This was just French.
Yeah, I mean, do I?
They
think
did a
it's
good job at being
chop-centric?
French.
They were
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I thought they were
nailed
very
it.
good, both of them. And if we're going to talk about director chops, like this movie's.
Yeah, it's intense.
It is time to look at the numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Let's hear those big sexy numbers.
All right, so we got some numbers to look at, gentlemen, regarding
I like
this
numbers.
movie. Yes, the French movie Breathless.
French go by the same numbers as English.
French same. Yes. What? The same numbers as English?
Yeah, you know how like
No,
different
there's no.
language-
It's not like I don't think it's. Is it metric?
you know how certain languages have like more letters than others.
They might use the metric system. I'm going to
The
try.
metric system in the U.S. imperial system still uses the same numbers. It's just the units of
That's
measure
true.
are different.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to translate all of this into.
Oh, it's already translated.
into
Okay,
English.
good. All right,
Yeah,
good.
American
Okay.
metric.
American metric.
Shooting lasted 23 days. It was released in 1960, and a fully restored version of the film was released in the U.S. for its 50th anniversary in May 2010. When originally released in France, the film attracted a staggering total of 2,082,760 cinema goers, which for then was a staggering amount of people.
It's about the same amount of followers we have for Super Film Quest, I think, right?
Yeah.
I
Give
think
or take.
Yeah.
we're closing in on 2 million pretty quickly, I
It's
think.
the
Yeah,
square-
adjusted for
yeah.
inflation.
Yes, yeah.
All right, Breathless ranked as number 13 best film of all time in the British Film Institute's 2012 Sight and Sound Critics Poll. 13th best film of
Really?
all time?
It's an awful specific poll, it sounds like.
Yes, a Sight and Sound Critics Poll. What do you think,
That's
Brady?
like one stupid
Taking
club.
everything into consideration, I think that's probably fair.
Fair?
Like
13th
every
best all time?
movie ever?
Yeah, I mean they weigh like kind of importance in film history and
Really?
how influential a film was. Yeah, I'm sure they take that into account. So
We
I
were
think that's
like-
very fair.
among film royalty while we were watching this. It sounds like
Kind of.
top 13. That's pretty. That's royalty.
Give me your top 13 right now, Brady. 1, 2, 3, go.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
UHF.
Okay,
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
not the first one though.
Bebe's Kids.
Baby's Kids. Okay.
How many do I have?
I think that's 13.
Jury Duty.
Oh, Jury Duty is
good.
good. Yeah.
Penis.
Joe, what is your 13th most famous movie?
My
That's it. I just want
13th.
13. I want number 13. Right now.
Breathless came in at number 14.
Wow,
for me.
really?
Yeah.
Strong showing.
White Men Can't Jump.
Oh,
wound up
White
being
Men.
13.
Great.
Pretty important piece.
Yeah. that's
White
a
Men
good
Can't
movie.
Jump.
Yeah. I think it's the most referenced movie on the podcast, probably.
Rosie O'Donnell's side boob. Not Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie.
Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez's side boob.
Oh my God.
Man, Rosie O'Donnell's
Sacre
side
bleu,
boob.
indeed.
Sacre bleu. You see Rosie O'Donnell's like armpit hair.
Mine's Good Burger. Number 13, Good Burger. In an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one of your most favorite shows,
There's a number in the
Sergeant
title. too.
Jeffords mentions Breathless when the detective are discussing their favorite cop movies. Do you remember that moment in Brooklyn Nine-Nine when they're discussing their
Does
favorite
he
cop
really?
movies and they talk about Breathless, Brady? Do you?
I sure do.
You do?
Yeah, that's one of the first things I thought of
How
Okay.
could you forget?
Could
How
you?
could you forget?
when I
where
woke
you-
up this morning.
Like, I know where it was when I heard that.
Could you reenact the scene for us right now?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Oh,
both
yeah.
of you. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you could remind me what cop said it. Do you have that information?
Sergeant Jeffords.
Ah,
That's the mean guy.
no.
That's not grumpy old black dude?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Are you
Jeffers.
pronouncing his name right?
Jeffers?
Jeff. What is it? Jeffords. Jeffries.
I don't
Jeffers.
fucking remember the scene, all right?
January 1st, 1960, Bank of France issues new franc worth 100 times the value of existing francs.
So they had to carry around much less money.
Yeah, yeah.
So just like larger bills?
yeah, it's like they invented the buck, pretty much.
Like we got rid of the penny. Great.
Yeah, and then now you have 100
Okay.
francs.
Franc.
Francs
Franc.
instead of 1 franc.
Francs.
The 10th NBA All-Star Game East beats West 125 to 115 in 1960 at Philadelphia. Wilt Chamberlain went 9 for 20 with 23 points to lead the East to victory over the West, led by Jack Twyman's 25 points.
Wow.
Jack Twyman.
Wow, neat little tidbit there.
Do you have any idea who that is?
No, Jack, the winding Twyman, they called him. He would, he'd just wind around the defense.
He would just spin around until they're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is he
It
doing?
was like a dreidel.
Yeah, and then he would hook shot it, I assume.
A hook shot, yeah. Just some sort of shorted shot.
Yeah, the floater. Census determines the residential population of the United States in 1960 to be just under 180 million. Now it's over 316
Wow, that's a big.
million.
Partially in part because of this movie.
Probably.
Some people moved there because of
It
this
started
movie.
the movement of smoking and like bad boy sexiness, and then just people just started rampantly having sex in France.
Maybe a lot of murderers moved there too.
Probably. I think they all shipped over to England.
Plus, it started the trend of women getting pregnant or maybe not getting pregnant.
Yeah, not even sure of
Yeah.
testing your boyfriends with the infamous "Am I pregnant?" trick.
Yes, if not for this movie, maybe there's no Maury Povich. Maybe
Oh
that
my
never
God.
happens. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That is groundbreaking.
We have to go back in time and stop Breathless from being made. In France, annual deaths resulting from firearms average around 1,700 yearly. And in America, it's over 30,000 yearly. 1,700 to 30,000. That's a big difference.
So I guess the murderers are not actually moving to France then.
Yes, I couldn't get the exact number of how many police officers are shot in each country.
Oh yeah.
That information is not easy to obtain.
Yeah.
So I didn't try to pursue it.
You might want to erase your history after that. That's a little...
Well, no, it's for my podcast. Yeah, sure it is, pal. The top film in the U.S. in 1960, like we said, The Swiss Family Robinson grossed $40 million, beating other hits of that
Wow.
year, such as
That's a
Psycho,
lot.
Spartacus,
Psycho.
and Exodus at the box office. And adjusted for price inflation, that's $427,773,600. dollars, making it one of the biggest hits.
Yeah,
of
so
all
there
time.
wasn't pure shit being.
Yeah,
produced
Psycho's
in the
pretty
US.
extreme too.
No,
Because Godot loves Hitchcock,
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay.
like all those writers did. Because Hitchcock put his personal stamp on the movies. You knew that it was a Hitchcock film.
He like literally had like a stamp that's like shaped like him too, like that side shot you always see.
well, yeah,
You just see you see the round belly and the head.
yeah. And he always appeared in a cameo in his.
Oh, he
or
did?
Not in a cameo necessarily, just like walking in the background. in all
Always
of his
talking
movies.
like he had something in his mouth.
Did you guys watch the Alfred Hitchcock TV show back in the day when he like stepped into his silhouette?
I've seen it before.
well,
Alfred Hitchcock
huh.
presents. Yeah,
What was that? A series? It was like the Twilight Zone, but Alfred Hitchcock made it.
I think so.
I've probably
And
seen
less
more of that.
Crazy than the Twilight Zone.
All I can remember that show is him walking into the fucking silhouette and then doing his intro and then hello, good evening. My name is Alfred Hitchcock. Tonight we're going to watch a film that will dazzle you. Please enjoy it. And then a commercial,
waddles.
and then when it came back, I don't think anyone watched past that.
No, because he wasn't even shown anymore.
What else do you need?
Like I used to watch the beginning of like Unsolved Mysteries. I'm like,
I wanted
this
to-
is scary.
The theme song is scary. And, A Current Affair, the theme song.
Gong.
Yeah, that just like, wow.
Yeah, I like that
It scared
gong.
the shit out of me. That wow.
My parents used to watch Cheers at night, and that theme song as a kid was like, oh, this is such an adult show.
Yeah.
And MASH had a really sad song. So as a kid, I'm like, oh man, this show's sad. I'm out of here.
That
And
theme,
MASH
MASH
is totally not sad at all.
But it's the saddest theme song ever, and it seems like it's just like a show for old people to watch when they're dying and they can't get out of a chair.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
And I learned that about MASH like not too long ago, like 6 years ago, that it's like
it's a comedy.
a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched it ever because of the
Wow, you
theme
didn't
song.
know it was a comedy?
It gave me a headache.
No, not until like my adult life.
That used to give me a headache. And Eureka's Castle theme song used to give me a headache too. Because I always associated it with being homesick and having the light
really?
shine in my face through the window when I was watching cartoons on sick days.
I can't
So I
picture
couldn't
the
listen to
song.
it. It made me sick.
Eureka's cat.
Yeah, I've blocked it out of my memory.
And
We don't
like
need to listen to
get the
that
different puppets who are like Eureka's castle.
No, I think you're thinking of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, why do they say?
Pee-wee's Playhouse. Yeah,
Oh.
it flies through the air.
Eureka's Castle.
Yeah, oh, stop it.
Let's get Josh sick.
Eureka's castle.
No, Eureka's Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I keep trying to hear Eureka's castle, and all I hear is Legends of the Hidden Temple in my head.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
No, the do.
You don't even remember that one, though.
No.
What about A Current Affair? Who can do the best A Current Affair sound effect?
Wong gong.
Yeah, it's more of like a laser kind of like, yeah, like something getting sucked into a magnet.
Some sort of vortex.
Yeah, some sort of electrical magnetic vortex.
There's a field. It's time for a side quest, guys.
Oh, yeah, right.
Though we're sufficiently off track already, I want to take us even more off. No, it's actually probably even more on track, because I usually take the country of origin for the movie. Then I ask you questions about France, like the Babadook. I ask you questions about Australia.
Yeah.
Today, hop in my boat and I will take you for a ride and ask you questions about France.
Questions?
Questions.
For moi?
Mon ami, mon ami, mon ami. Monsieur. Monsieur. And monsieur. I have questions for you. Oui.
Oh, je m'appelle Josh.
All right. I'm going to ask you guys questions. Questions. I have 9 questions. I didn't want it to be 10 questions because then you guys could potentially tie. So now I have 9 questions. I'm going to ask a question.
Could have made a tiebreaker.
No, it's true. That would have been an extra question. That would have been 11 instead of 9. I have 10 questions. I'm not going to take turns. I'm going to have you guys shout out answers
Okay.
into your microphones, please. Clearly and concisely state your answers.
Are we
Question-
taking turns or are we
Nope.
going?
No, you're both yelling over each other. You can fight if you'd like. You can get physical, but don't break anything.
Sure.
Question number 1. The French tooth fairy is actually an animal. What type of animal is she?
Gorilla.
No. Smaller.
It's a
Chinchilla. Armadillo.
Smaller than a chinchilla still.
Animal. It's
Oh my-
squirrel.
A mosquito.
No, squirrel's,
It's a pigeon.
squirrel's bigger.
It's a bird.
A tick.
No, bigger than an insect. It's not an insect.
It's a frog.
No.
It's a mouse.
It is a mouse.
Oh,
1 point Brady.
Shit.
Question number 2, not about an animal.
Okay.
This model, actress, not animal,
Giselle.
and men's tennis fan actually majored in French in college.
Men's tennis.
Men's tennis fan.
Oh God. Say it again.
This model, actress, and men's tennis fan actually majored in French.
Oh,
Was she
gosh.
a fan of men's tennis or tennis men?
Oh gosh.
Cindy Crawford.
No.
No.
Elle Macpherson.
Sacre bleu!
Sacre bleu. Not a French.
Not
a
a
French man.
French.
She majored. She majored in French.
Caroline Wozniacki.
She had a show about her.
Sacre bleu!
It wasn't-
Lindsay Lohan.
It wasn't about her. She married a guy who used to play Pete Sampras. He used to have long hair.
Oh, Andre
Reebok,
Agassi.
sponsored by
Steffi
Reebok.
Graf.
I don't remember
Oh,
his wife's
Christy
name.
Turlington.
All right, no one gets
Christy
it.
Brinkley. No.
Moving on.
Oh.
Give us the X.
Who was
Sacre
it?
bleu!
Brooke Shields.
Oh, it was Brooke Shields. You should have said
Oh.
actress.
I did say actress.
You said model.
This model, actress, and
And
men's.
former
Oh, he-
Scientologist, you should have said.
Oh, is she a former sign? I didn't know that about her.
Model actress.
Well, good thing that neither of us got that, because now we can technically tie.
Oh,
So
You guys set me up. Compti, I might be saying it wrong. This type of food is best if consumed 30 days after it's made. Compte.
cheese. What is it?
Yes,
Cheese.
it's cheese.
Yes, it is a cheese. Where
Give yourself a biscuit.
I would have gotten it if you
Cheese.
pronounced it right.
Yeah, what is it called? Compt.
I don't know.
Comte. The
Maybe I
Compte
would've gotten
dance
it. Who
is
knows?
your chance to eat some cheese.
In the city of Compte,
Eat me, baby.
we get
Eat the
there
Comte cheese.
again. Where is it illegal to kiss in France?
On the streets.
Under the Arc de Triomphe.
No.
Under the Eiffel Tower.
More specific. No.
On top of the Eiffel Tower.
No. Form of transportation.
In a cab.
cab.
No.
In a car. On
no.
a bike.
In a train.
In a train.
In a train? You can't kiss in the train?
Of course not, Josh. You should have known that.
On the railway. I
We
don't know
didn't
if
see
it's-
any kissing in a train in the movie.
No.
So.
Maybe it's distracting, or they're
You can
afraid.
smoke in the train, though.
They're afraid they're going to do that like romantic scene, like as they kiss, like the guy's running next to the train, and like he tries to kiss her, and then the girl falls off the train.
Yeah.
Get
You're
sucked
right.
under the tracks.
I think that's
Oh
the
my
reason.
god, the third rail in the 60s even. This weapon of capital punishment was last used in 1977 in
What is a
France.
guillotine?
Sword.
Guillotine, yes.
Was it a guillotine?
It was, yeah.
Yes. Did you say sword? What did you say? The W?
Sword.
That's how they pronounce it in France.
Sword.
Yeah.
Draw your sword.
Like
Sword.
Wu-Tang has the album Jizza has the album Liquid Swords, and they say liquid swords. Liquid swords.
Swords?
Resurrector. Yeah. That's what Resurrector would say.
That's what I was referencing.
Oh yeah.
So we got Humpty and the Jizza so far.
Where?
Let's see where the trifecta's coming from.
Question number 6. What's the score so far? Josh winning 3-2.
I think it's 2-2 with a
2-2.
tie.
What was Brady's other answer?
Uh,
No, Brady got mouse.
I said on a
and Jo-
train and a
Yeah.
mouse.
Oh
on
yeah,
a
we're
train.
tied. We're tied up. Going into question number 6.
Okay.
Where was the croissant invented?
France.
Nope.
Paris.
Nope.
Brussels.
Looking for a country.
Belgium.
Italy.
No and no.
Spain.
China?
England.
No.
The
Spain,
Netherlands. Sweden. America.
Iceland.
Canada.
One of my-
Mexico. Brazil.
One of my
Greece.
4 nationalities.
Australia. The Ukraine.
Yugoslavia.
No.
Damn it.
Kazakhstan.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Turkey.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Austria.
Austria. Like,
God, son of.
I didn't know you were Austrian.
just a quarter.
That's a lot.
He's everything.
Must be the quarter I keep covered by clothes.
Austria.
Okay.
What else? Are you?
Okay.
Austrian.
Austrian, Ukrainian,
Ukrainian.
Turkish, or somewhere around Turkey, and Austrian, Ukrainian, Turkish,
Kazakhstan?
and Polish.
And Polish?
And Polish, yeah.
Oh, we didn't get Poland.
No,
We got all the others.
I wouldn't have guessed Poland.
no,
Me
that's,
neither.
that's not the question, though, guys.
Damn.
The
Okay.
question is: the Ministry of Health once tried to promote this beverage as the national drink
Coca-Cola.
of France.
Coca-Cola.
No.
What is
Perrier.
what is the martini?
No.
What is the
no.
mimosa?
Nope. Wholesomer.
Champagne.
No.
What is the
Orange juice.
Nope.
Apple juice.
Lemon juice.
More wholesome.
Wine. What is it? Wine.
More wholesome.
Red wine.
No.
White wine.
Nope.
Champagne.
No.
Milk.
Milk. Brady in the
milk.
house.
So nice I said it twice.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just immediately thought alcohol.
In the year 1386, in France, just before this movie came out,
Yeah.
a couple hundred years snuck in there,
Relatively, I guess.
this type of animal was hung for the murder of a child.
Horse.
No, smaller.
Rabbit.
Hippopotamus.
No.
A turtle.
A mouse.
A turtle.
No.
A mosquito.
A bigger turtle.
No.
A tick.
Bigger turtle. A tick. No, a tick.
A dog. A cat.
But did you say
a
mosquito?
Mouse, a mosquito.
I did.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not mosquito.
Oh,
crap.
God damn it.
I didn't say it. I can't think of animals.
It's a delicious
ferret.
A
A ferret.
raccoon.
It's delicious.
A duck.
A
A
chicken.
chicken.
No.
A cow.
Pig.
Pig.
Yes, thank you, pig.
I think Josh can tie if he gets this, right?
Yeah, he can. And then luckily you have a tiebreaker.
Nope, this is the last question. I'll just make one up.
Okay.
Question number 9. Looking at the flag, going left to right, name the 3 colors.
Blue,
Red, white,
red.
blue. Red, white, blue.
Blue,
Blue,
white,
white, red.
red.
Blue, white, red.
I
Blue,
said-
red, white.
Yeah.
Brady said blue, white, red.
I said it first.
No way.
I think I
That
said
was
it
my
first.
first guess.
No way, Brady
I said
said it
blue,
first.
white, red.
Damn it.
Because I actually know it. You said white, red, white, blue.
Josh is yelling out colors, so I couldn't hear your answers.
I thought I knew the 3 colors when I had to take a guess. It was either you guess red first or you guess blue first. I guessed red first, and I wanted to say it.
You're not listening to me. I knew it. I didn't guess.
You had to guess. Nobody knows
Nope.
that.
There's a film trilogy based on the 3 colors of the French flag.
Is the
and
first
it's in
one-
the order.
film
Yeah,
trilogy?
First one is blue.
Pokemon blue, Pokemon
It's
white,
called, the
Pokemon
three,
red.
Pokemon
it's called the
red.
3 colors trilogy. First one is blue. Second one is right. Third one is red.
What are the movies about?
The Pokemon
It's-
trilogy.
the first one focuses on some woman whose husband and daughter die, and he was cheating on her. Second one's
First one's blue.
kinda, I haven't seen red yet.
It's Blue Velvet, White Christmas, and Hunt for the Red October.
Sorry, it's actually the Pokemon movies.
What the fuck is the internet?
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
Let's see what the internet has to say.
It's good doing that intro after the side quest because somebody loses, and then it says, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's
So it's like
perfect.
we're really rubbing it in.
I hit the button. I wasn't trying to rub it into
Well,
myself.
In that case, yeah, that was you.
Yeah,
Way to
I-
rub it into yourself.
I'm rubbing one all over the myself right now.
Don't do that. That's my computer.
It-
That's my job.
Speaking of this, rubbing stuff,
no.
there is like some sort of little fingerprint grease all over my tablet computer.
Oh,
when I
really?
play sound effects. I don't know what my kid's doing. It looks like maybe peanut butter and snot, a mixture.
He's like 6, right?
Yeah, he's 6.
I mean, yeah, peanut butter and snot's a big
he has
part of his
never
life.
cleaned one screen ever. You'd think he wouldn't want to touch this with all the gunk on it.
Sounds like he's a sound effect addict.
He's a
I think your wife had like
Can't
lotion.
wipe his hands.
I think your wife had like
Got to
lotion,
get right to it.
like peanut butter lotion from Bath and Body Works.
They make peanut butter lotion?
No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
because
because everyone would just eat it.
Sparkly peanut butter.
Well, does it moisturize, but it just smells like peanut butter?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I'd want to smell like
There'd be
peanut butter.
there'd be like a body wash and a lotion and a soap set and stuff. You know,
Yeah,
they have a whole corner.
for that man that loves peanuts, he needs a woman that smells like peanuts. I guess.
Sick of staining your skin. Wash that peanut butter off. Now you can just smell like without all that sticky goo.
Having trouble getting bread to stick to your body?
This isn't for you. This just smells like it.
Peanut oil.
Made with
Smith.
real peanut oil. Warning. Made peanut allergy. Excuse me, my son has a peanut allergy. You shouldn't sell that. Wasn't there backlash for a Super Bowl commercial because they were like the guy with the mustache, the actor with the mustache?
Tom Selleck.
No.
The actor with the mustache?
Tom
Who's
Selleck.
Danny
No.
Trejo?
No, Danny Trejo.
He was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Not Machete.
Oh.
Not Ron Burgundy. Ron from Parks
Livingston?
and Rec.
Ron
Oh.
The guy
Livingston.
from Parks and Rec, the real straight guy. From
That's
Parks and
not
Rec.
his real name.
No, I know.
It's Nick
Nick
Offerman.
Swan-
Oh yeah, Nick
It's not
Offerman.
Swartzen.
Nick Offerman. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd he do? I don't remember.
He was in a commercial in the Super Bowl, and he made fun of gluten allergies or something. People were like, "Oh, how dare you!" Like,
A
I'm
lot of people suffer from
I guess they're
gluten
also
allergies.
allergic to humor.
Yeah, I'm allergic to stuff too. I'm allergic to something, maybe my dish detergent or something. Cause I break out in hives every now and then.
Are you allergic to jokes about it?
No, yeah. Or else I would have told one. I just kind of.
I had a really good one, but now I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you're gonna be offended. Things will get weird.
No, I'm not like. I'm not. It wasn't me complaining about Ron Offerman. Nick Offerman. He's real good with wood.
Ron Offerman.
It's Ron Swartzen, please.
He's really talented with wood, by the way, too. He's like a carpenter guy.
Weren't
Hey,
we gonna
guys.
see what the internet
What the
has?
fuck is the internet?
The weird thing about this is that if you look on social media, like this movie was made a long time ago, but people are still tweeting about
There's
it.
still
Isn't
buzz?
Isn't that kind of weird?
That is weird.
I don't know. It speaks
Was
a
it
lot for the
just-
movie, I
Was
guess.
it just you tweeting about it the whole time?
No. I swear these are real tweets from. I don't know if they could be Twitter bots, but they're not me.
True.
I'll
By the way,
guarantee that.
follow us on the Twitter at SuperFilmQuest. One
Yeah.
word. One quest.
That's a really
to
good,
find the ultimate understanding of movies.
really good point. And if you tweet at us requesting a tweet about Breathless, we will tweet about it if you want.
Yeah, we'll retweet it.
We
We'll
take
berate
tweet
people.
requests.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
if you
it's
want to
true.
joke about gluten, we got a million of them.
Mostly joke requests. Yeah.
And we
if
take
there's a joke.
requests for movies too, right? You want us to watch a movie and talk about it with you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll fucking do it.
The Babadook was actually a viewer's request. So
Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
If you want to just
Lovely.
send me a note to like pass on to someone, I will read it out loud
Mhm.
on the internet. If
Yeah.
somebody owes you money, I'll read it.
All right. So do you guys want to get into some of the these are some tweets that I found.
Yeah.
That
Hell
were
yeah.
posted about Breathless.
We say it with a French accent.
Yeah.
The year
I
was
guess.
2015.
All right, so this person, her name's Yasmin. It's at Lorelas, it looks like. She says, Merci, assez rare chauffeur de bus qui attendant quand de toujours cous appris.
Dude, that's French.
She said Breathless
And-
was a fine achievement in motion picture cinema, and I recommend it to all of my friends. Bequeath me.
Wow.
See, who needs a French-speaking
Yeah.
intern
No,
when we
that's
got
true.
Josh?
Yeah, I know. I can speak some French.
Yeah. Do you even know French, or were you just picking that up
I
from
got
the
it.
inflection that I was...
I got a D in France. In France. No, in French.
You got a D
in high
French.
school, in French class. I think I got 2 D's in 2 years.
Patricia,
Might have got a C.
Patricia got the D in France.
Oh.
Zing.
We got more tweets?
Yeah, they're all in French. You want to hear them?
Yeah, I'd like to hear another one.
You didn't translate them? Do you want to translate them?
I can translate them.
We'll
Ça
translate.
fait tous amis, c'est jetant d'échapper en une sale maladie.
You win some, you
Sans
lose.
c'est j'ai vu perdre la course. Hashtag à bout de souffler.
I don't understand why you'd shoot a cop and run. If I shot a cop, I'd dance on his dead body, and then I'd do the twist. Thanks for watching Breathless. Time to make a souffle. Hashtag, don't you love to eat?
She's messed up. Wow.
I don't make up
Yeah,
these.
French food.
I'm not good at...
They're serious about their food.
I think that was exactly right. Like, translation's never perfect, but
No.
yeah, I think that's as
Time
perfect
to make a
as it can get.
souffle.
I was telling Joe earlier that there is some, I don't want to say controversy, but there's a difference of opinion on the translation when it was re-released in, I think, what was it, the 90s, did I say, and then more recently.
Yeah.
When he dies the first time, and he says, you make me want to puke. Apparently, the first version, he says something like, you are a scumbag. But he says,
that's
Yeah.
worse.
says-
That's much worse.
he says, you
think.
scumbag, you're a scumbag. So he directs it at her. So
Yeah.
you leave the movie thinking he's mad at her. This is her fault. You're a scumbag. And then, of course, the cop, reiterates it to her. And she's like, what? I don't even know what that means. It means he doesn't like you. This is your fault. And then there's another translation of it that came later on that says,
You make me want to puke.
you make me want to puke.
Yeah.
But he wasn't directing it at her. It's not your scumbag, It's it
Just
makes me want to
life-
puke. It
life
makes me
makes
want to
you wanna
puke. Or
puke.
you make me want to puke. So it could have been the whole situation, life. It's just too much for me. It makes me want to puke. Or was he talking directly at
But
her?
I feel like
Where was he directing that scumbag puke comment? Which direction was that going?
I feel like it was kind of tongue in cheek. Like he's about to die. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah, and he said stuff like that. Like,
whore.
Yeah.
he's like called her ugly, and
Yeah,
after,
that was
like
just
you were
his-
saying before. After he called her pretty or whatever, and
Yeah.
then she kind of refuted it. Yeah, there's stuff like that, and I've actually heard a different controversy over the translation of the last couple lines, in that he actually says like you're disgusting, and then the cop doesn't translate it back to her.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like the cop says he
Why-
said you were a bitch or something like that, and then
Because throughout the movie, she couldn't understand these little slang things every now and then.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty basic slang things.
But in that moment, you need to know where he's directing his negative emotion, I suppose, or was it even negative emotion, or was it?
It's just part of his no rules
This is
attitude.
the way it goes.
Because he always wanted to be something to the effect of completely immortal and then die. He wanted to see the top of the mountain, have no rules, live his crazy life, and that's it. That's all he wanted out of life. Maybe knocking a girl up, not sure. She might be knocked up.
This is the life.
Such as France. Sometimes we are pregnant, sometimes we are not. Who cares?
The one thing I regret is lifting your skirt but once in front of the people. It was beautiful. In France.
It is what we do in France. We lift up skirts. We lower pants. Slowly. Yeah.
It's slow.
Such is the life in France.
I'm afraid of like dipping into like a sexy Spanish man.
Oh yeah,
voice.
you just have to. Like my accents suck. I know that.
Yeah, my accents are terrible.
Yours are pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like it turns into a lame Antonio Banderas.
All mine kind of sound Russian
Antonio
eventually.
Banderas.
I'm like, mine are always sounding Russian. The year was 1960. We were in France.
I had my gun plastered to my hip.
I missed the cold of Russia. The warmth of France was too much for me.
It melts my cold Russian skin.
My cold Russian heart was melted by the love in France. Oh, no, see, I lost it there. I started to actually turn French again, I think. So is that the end of our internet? Or did you dig deeper? Did you find any darker corners of the internet? Or just French stuff?
Oh, well, in terms of Twitter, there's not much.
Oh.
Like, it's surprising. People on Twitter in America aren't really talking about Breathless.
On Twitter.
It's weird.
It gets great scores on all the the
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes and all those things, and just for all the reasons.
I think Twitter's just late to the party.
Maybe they are. Maybe the party's
Maybe I
long
didn't
over.
dig deep enough. Like, I didn't
Once-
scroll back to the 1960s tweets.
Once we hit it big, I mean, this could be... There's a niche to fill on Twitter. And it's for the
Yeah.
film Breathless.
Just saw Breathless. Awesome. Hashtag apartheid sucks. 1960.
CNN's going to approach us, like, listen, we're thinking of doing a CNN light, and you guys would be perfect. Do you guys like international news?
We'll make light of. Oh no, we'll tackle the soft topics in the world.
The way you guys talked about France, such passion. It's like you grew up there.
At IMDb, this film fucking sucks. It's not funny.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's not funny. We should do that. We should send from Super Film Quest, this movie sucks, it's not funny. For every serious movie ever. To IMDb. Hey IMDb, suck a dick. This movie sucks. Like, to IMDb?
It kinda is funny though.
Who's reading that? The CEO of
That would be the best job ever. You'd be so confused.
the CEO is like,
Why would anybody tweet at IMDb unless it's just like errors in the cast list or something?
do they even have a Twitter?
I thought that was the best. If that guy was tweeting it at IMDb and it wasn't even the website.
It'd be convenient if you could, when you're having an argument with a friend about what movie or who was in a movie, you could just tweet them and then they,
IMDb.
will just tweet it back to you, so you don't actually have to do the work of going
Can't you
to the
just
page.
ask Siri that though on your phone?
You could ask Siri to tweet it for you, I'm sure.
You think?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Can't you just ask? You could just ask her any question though.
You want me to ask Siri if she'll do that for me?
Yeah.
I don't know the capabilities of this machine.
Can she drive?
Siri, can you tweet at IMDb that Breathless sucks and it's not funny? Let's see what the results are. See, she's prepared to do it.
Oh my god, she is. That's pretty.
I think she's gonna. Oh, you can't read tweets.
What? You can't read? How old are you, Siri? What are you,
Piece
6?
of shit phone.
What are you, 6?
You can't read.
I can't drive.
But I can use a smartphone. Oh, she is 6 because my kid can't read, but he can use a fucking smartphone.
Little kids are really good on the smartphones too. It's like second nature. They can't even read, but they're on like YouTube subscribing for things and stuff. I'm like, you can't read. How did you subscribe for this?
Accidentally buying apps and stuff.
Oh my gosh, putting your credit card number in. You can't read. How do you? I know numbers, dude. It's only 1 through 9. Your credit card.
Do it! Do it! Come on! I'm here! Come on! Do it now!
Next week's movie choice.
It's my choice, boys. Are y'all ready for this? In the
I hope
words,
so.
in the words of someone on my Jock Jams album, y'all ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
I stapled it shut. It's so secretive.
Why?
Cause
No one can rip open a staple.
I want it to be like
We've
the.
never attempted to.
I want it to be like
cheat
the
a little.
Oscars. Oh, I ripped it. Oh shit! I ripped it. I don't
You
know what
ripped
it
up
is.
the title.
I choose the 2014 action flick, John Wick,
Oh, I want to see that.
from the director Chad Stahelski, also the uncredited David Leitch. He's uncredited and he's sticking on. Written by Derek Kolstad, stars Keanu Reeves, Michael Nyqvist, and Alfie Allen, who is Reek from Game of Thrones, and the musician Lily Allen's brother.
Wow.
Nope, they don't really get along,
Oh.
Lily and Alfie. The synopsis of the movie, which might be shorter than my recap next week. An ex-hitman comes out of retirement to track down the gangsters that took everything from him.
You know what everything was? No spoilers. I know what everything is.
You do?
Yeah.
No, don't say anything.
I won't say anything.
Okay, good.
But yeah, he has good reason.
It's good
Let's
reason
say
to
that.
kill.
Was he really attached to like Liam Neeson's daughter?
What?
It's like
What? It's a Taken tie-in.
yeah, it goes hand in hand with.
It's a spin-off.
It's a spin-off of
Yeah.
Those
Taken.
movies are very popular.
Like he
Not
trained
surprised.
John Wick before he retired to take care of his
And
family.
he's like, I know you brought her back, but I'm still really mad, bro.
Yeah.
I really like the choice because this movie, I was surprised to hear that it's actually good.
I
And
know,
it's
me
already
too.
talking about number 2. They asked the creators if they'd have any trouble recreating the insanity that was the action scenes in John Wick, and they said absolutely. They can do it. So they're already talking about 2, which
Oh, I thought you said absolutely they were.
No way. There's no way we could create that magic
Yeah.
once again.
No.
John
kid.
Wick is once in a lifetime.
What? And some of the action scenes were kind of, I don't know. Do you want to use the term innovative? I don't remember, but they're
Were they?
supposed to be pretty good, right? Like
Yeah.
specifically,
so
some of the
none of us
action
have
is
seen
good.
it. None of us
No,
seen it.
no,
That's
no,
good.
no.
Okay, that's
Keanu
good.
Reeves, 50 years old. Still doing all those karate moves.
He's awesome.
There's got to be karate, right? He's not just shooting guns. He's doing Matrix-style shit.
It's probably something.
Not
like
with all
that.
those slow-mo.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I don't want to see any of that because I don't want to see the Matrix again. I want to see something new.
Sure.
Bill and Ted 3 is coming out too, right? That's still
is it
like
really?
a thing, right?
Hopefully, they have lots of guns. And
Did you ever see that website online? They think Keanu Reeves is immortal. There is paintings of guys that look like him, like Charlemagne.
What? Really?
There's someone that's looked like, and he's looked the same since he was like 30.
All right, I gotta look that up.
Yeah. So we're Super Film Quest. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter at Super Film Quest. Tweet us some stuff. Anything you want. A recipe for something, a snack to watch.
We'll cook it.
Yeah, we'll cook it.
I'll
much
cook
a
it.
movie
I'll cook
sucks?
it and I'll bring it here, and then we will eat it.
Yeah.
And we could do an hour on that too if you guys wanted.
Yeah, we can review it.
Yeah, Super Food Quest.
An extra hour. Wow.
Yeah.
Josh's chops.
Josh's chops.
Make it some sort of French cuisine.
French.
Oh God, you can't even make sound when you make a souffle.
Really?
Collapses the souffle.
Oh, I yell and curse all the time when I'm cooking. For Josh and Brady, I'm Joe. We are Super Film Quest. Bye.
A Super Film Quest thanks go out to Toon Foods for allowing us to use their songs Grade A and Back Home. People like you make our podcast better.